What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, delarose.com, and creator of Deus Vult, the Crusader fantasy graphic novel on Indiegogo now. We are cruising right through that 13,000 mark as of yesterday, up to our 15,000 stretch goal coming out very soon. So please check out the book, get everybody on board. Let's get that. Our next stretch goal is going to be 15,000 for a pinup of our Crusader. And we are going to hire somebody very fun in the community to take this and run with it and have their little take on the characters. So make sure to get us there. Back it today. Everybody's loving the book. Just look at the art. Just beautiful. All right. Speaking of beautiful art, I want to do something different on the channel pretty regularly. If you notice, I don't like to make the same videos over and over and over again. I have a very eclectic taste in what I'm into, and I also promised everybody that I'd be doing more board game content as things go along. I'm very into card games personally, especially the type where you can kind of build your own decks, do the battles, and things like that. I was big into Magic the Gathering for a long time. That progressed into Android Netrunner, Doomtown Reloaded, Legend of the Five Rings, Legend of the Burning Sands, Spycraft, Star Trek CCG, the list really goes on forever. But one that I was really into when it came out in 2015 was Ashes: Rise of the Phoenixborn. Ashes had some of the best art I've ever seen on cards. I really loved their design. You can see some of their personality cards here, which is by a gal named Francisca. I don't remember her last name. I think Suarez. But she did beautiful art for these. I love the white backgrounds. It was very clean looking, very easy to read. These are just very nice cards, and Plaid Hat really makes wonderful components with their games, which I'm a big fan of. So that game went along, and same sort of deal. It's got the deck building component to it. You can play it out the box. What was cool about it was every expansion had its own deck to it. So if you didn't want to build your own decks, just want to play with your friends with whatever decks they pre-constructed, every set they came out with was also just a deck to play. So it made it very easy to just get into the game, just play, have fun, and it's really an elegant game. So these are the Phoenixborn characters, and these Phoenixborn are doing battle with each other in a fantasy world. They've got magic types and all that. And the magic types are represented by dice, so it gets pretty interesting. So these Phoenixborn are basically you. This is your life counter. So in Magic, if you got 20 life to play with, each one of these is a bit differently scaled, so that some of them have a little less life, some of them have a little bit more, depending on what. That's another just balancing mechanic that they used. The cool also part is you can't really flood the battlefield with creatures or anything like that. You've got battlefield restrictions. Some of them even have small ones, like 4. You can only have 4 different creatures. I guess they call them allies out at a time on this, and then there's different spells like that you can use to cast things that are your ever-ready spells. Just like in D&D, it's like you've got your magic missile that you can use over and over again if it's out on your spell board. So there's things like that. The goal is to do damage to your opponent until they die, just like many games. And of course, on the boards, you have attacks and you have battles between the creatures on the board. You have battles between creature versus these Phoenixborn, and it goes on and on. Now, instead of using any sort of cards as a device like Magic uses mana, they have dice, and these dice roll. And there's 3 different sides to the dice. There's like a most powerful one, there's a middle one, and then there's a generic one. Now, you can use the bigger ones as any of the smaller ones along the way, but you can't use any of the smaller ones as the bigger ones. So it makes it really difficult to get the top level dice, and there's ways to manipulate the dice throughout the game also. Because of this, every player has 10 dice every turn, and therefore nobody gets that mana screw where you don't have resources, because you always have the exact amount of resources. It really just matters how you use them. The dice roll does add a little bit of a random component, which is nice, but that's that. The other cool part about it is you never get card screwed in your hand either, because you pick your first 5 cards to start with. It's awesome. So you pick how you start, you have your dice, you have your Phoenixborn, and then you get to the game from that point further. Everything has costs and all that. Now the game went on, and I think they came out with, 16 side decks in addition to the base game before it finally, kind of ended for a little bit there. And it started to get a little bit broken along the way. Now, what's cool is a bunch of fans of this game at a company called Team Covenant decided to get together and redo this game because they loved it so much. And so they rebalanced some of the cards and then they're going to be coming out with new cards going forward, and they set it up as a subscription. So whenever they come out with a new set, you just pay $30, just comes right out of your account. They deliver you the new set, and that is that. And that makes things a lot of fun. It makes it really easy to do. Here's the upgrade kit. So if you played before, you just get your upgrade kit and you just swap out the cards for the rebalanced ones, and you're ready to go. And then everything's a little bit more balanced, a little bit more fair compared to the stuff that happened at the end of the game before. And then going forward, they're going to be coming out with new cards also. So I highly recommend this game. There is a version of this on Tabletop Simulator. I've been trying to mess around with it, and I find Tabletop Simulator very difficult to use on Mac, but I am trying to figure it out, and I'll eventually get there. But this is a great game. It's a little more complicated than Magic, I would say. So it's definitely it does a lot for the brain. I'd say for kids, it's really hard. I tried to get my 12-year-old to play, and he doesn't quite get the strategies very well, but he'll do better on subsequent games. I think 10 and under, you'd really have trouble playing it all. So I'd say 12 and up for sure. 14 and up definitely for the strategy elements of it for the most part. But it's great, and I look forward to getting back into this. I'll leave this Team Covenant link down below also, because I'm very excited for this game. I hope more people get in on it, and maybe we'll try to do some sort of thing where we get our community involved and play some games online, because everybody likes to hang out and do things together. So this is a not. By the way, nobody sponsored this. No, they're not paying me or anything like that. I don't think they would, because probably don't want me promoting their game. But I love it, and so I'm just enjoying it, and I'm going to promote what I love and enjoy, because that is what I can do with my platform. So let me know what you think about this. Is this a game that you like? Do you like these style of games in general? Be interested to hear from you, and if you're interested in getting this as it comes out. Now, if you're new, you don't have to get all the old stuff and upgrade. They're doing a new starter set when this comes out, which is just called Ashes Reborn right here. It's $50, and you just get that. You don't bother with this upgrade kit until after the subscription thing is kind of going, and you can get all the different decks to play with the new cards. They've got those all ready for you. So it's very easy for everybody. It's a super fun game. Hope people will play. All right. Talk to you guys soon.